All right, guys. So today we are going to be doing a workshop discussing how you could make $1,000 a week in surplus funds. This is a strategy that honestly not many individuals know about and not many instructors teach. So this is to be something definitely worth paying attention to, taking notes and understanding how it works and how you can actually apply it. So the first part of this, I'm going to have everybody muted so we can go through the lesson. And then at the end, we'll open the floor for discussion. All right, so we're going to discuss how you can make $1,000 a week in surplus funds and the unclaimed funds industry. First, we need to understand what you can do. This is going to be immediate income on smaller claims. So when most people do surplus funds, they typically work larger claims, 10,000 and above. Like that's my threshold, 10,000 and above, and you can get a success fee between 15 to 30%. If you have a $10,000 claim, simple math, you charge somebody 10%, you can make $1,000. You can, if you do 30%, you can make $3,000. If you have a $50,000 claim and you get your 15 to 30%, this is all dollar amounts that are worth the wait. So if you have somebody that has a $100,000 surplus and you get 20%, it's worth waiting 3 to 4 months to receive a, $20,000 check. Or even we had Jen last night explain that she had a 400 and I believe $55,000 surplus, but it's a tax sale in California that's going to take probably over a year for her to get paid. But the thing is, signing somebody up on that, 30% on that is life-changing money and it's worth the wait. But the only dilemma to this is we have to wait for a lot of our payouts and there's a small percentage who actually close deals. So, out of everybody who's on this call right now, we probably have about a handful of people who are actually closing deals and, consistently building their pipeline so that the wait is actually worth it. Once you are in this industry and you're doing it full time and you're consistently closing deals, your pipeline is going to start to build up. So eventually, after like a year or two, you'll start to see, oh, okay, hey, I got paid out on this claim that I signed up a while ago. And then every month you're going to start getting paid and paid and paid. Well, with this strategy, you can now get paid immediately. You can get paid every week, every month, so that you can have funds to expand your other business operations and honestly just make great use of this industry. What we're going to do is convert the smaller claims. All right, there's millions of smaller claims. When properties sell at a tax sale, a sheriff sale, or a mortgage foreclosure, or even unclaimed funds at the county level and the state level, there's a lot of smaller claims that go ignored. And the thing is, it's the same process to file those claims. People just don't go after it because typically you'll work off of contingency and you'll see somebody with like a $5,000 surplus and you'll say, hey, that's not really worth my time for 15, 20, even 30%, and then to wait a few months. Well, there's a different strategy. Instead, what we're going to do is we're going to charge them up front. All right. So we're going to charge them an upfront fee between $100 to $300. All right. That depends on the size of the claim, the complexity of the claim, how you're feeling, what they negotiate, what they can afford. But with this strategy, you're going to be able to get income right now. I'm going to show you guys how this is a blue ocean and how there's literally millions of dollars that are unclaimed that you can help people out. We have to understand that in business, when you supply a service, there's typically a need and then the ability to perform the service. So what would be the need in this scenario? It would be funds that are available that individuals don't know about. They need this money. The money's available. What's the knowledge to actually supply the service to the client? Well, for starters, we know where the money is. That's extremely valuable. The fact that we know about these unclaimed funds and they don't, that right there is already worth more than what we'll charge them for doing this business. Secondly, you have the wherewithal to file a successful claim. So you know what's required and you will actually supply the supporting documents. So we're going to go over how you guys can actually deliver it to them. So the knowledge and the information, just strictly knowing that they have this money, is very valuable, and it's definitely worth $100 to $300. We could argue it's worth even more. But these are strategies that we're going to use so that we can make immediate income on the smaller claims. So how does it work? We're going to get paid upfront and we are going to help them file. So first, we need to understand the claims that we're going to attack. All right. So we are going to identify claims that are simple. All right. Simple to claim, simple to file. The ones that are simple means that the previous owner is still alive. Okay. We're not going to do this strategy for an estate claim. All right. If somebody is deceased, unfortunately, those smaller claims are probably going to just stay there because if they require a probate, not many attorneys are going to go in on a contingent basis with a $5,000 surplus, and the probate is going to cost $3,000 to $4,000. So what we're looking for are simple claims. All right. So the previous owner is still alive and we can help them out. Now, when we're working these claims, we also need to work claims where it is actually simple. Okay, so finding the previous owner is going to make it simple, but also counties that provide us the claim form, counties that give us the claim instructions, counties that give us the ability to pull the deed document and all the necessary items. Those are going to be counties that we want to target. Because think about it. If we strictly know where the money is and then we know how to file the claim, that's going to be super simple. When somebody pays you anywhere from $100 to $300, you can literally bang all of this out in probably less than an hour. Less than an hour's worth of work, you can complete a whole claim process for them. So what we're going to do is when we assist them for filing the claim, we're going to fill out the claim form for them. We don't need to have limited power of attorney. We don't need to have assignment of interest. We don't need to have any of that. We're just strictly going to fill out the claim form for them. All right. So the claim form will state the owner's name. They're going to ask for the book and page number of the deed, state your relationship, and then it's going to have to be signed. All right, so we're going to pull the deed document. We can go to the county recorder site. We're going to be able to pull the deed document, schedule the notary. Very simple. We can schedule the notary for them. Now, typically, you want to pay for the notary as well. All right, you want that to be included in your chargement. All right, then you're going to be able to gather additional documents for a successful claim. So if you look at the county and they tell you what the requirements are, you're going to work directly with them so that you can go ahead and make sure that this claim is filed correctly. So basically, if you have somebody that's ready to go, we are going to inform them about the unclaimed funds, and then we're going to send over an invoice and a service agreement, and we're going to get paid. Then we'll start working once we get paid. Soon as we get paid, filling out the claim form. Majority of claim forms are literally 1 or 2 pagers. Schedule the notary. I've provided notary information in the course. Next day signing, they cost $75. If you have a notary that you know that can do it for cheaper, you can utilize them as well. And pulling the deed document, majority of the time you can do that on a county database for free. After that, additional documents, proof of identification, client will be supplying that to the notary anyway. Some, like on the unclaimed county side, they might require a social security card, some items like that. You can inform them and you'll get that done. But in total, the amount of time put into this is going to be 1 hour to 2 hours. All right. So where can we find these leads? Where can we find the leads that are worth pursuing under 10,000? Well, we're going to go into counties that have existing surplus lists, existing excess funds lists, existing overbid lists, and we're going to identify the ones that are under 10,000. Some counties have tax deed portals. Some counties have mortgage foreclosure surplus listings. We can also request lists of funds that are about to escheat. So we can really use this to our advantage. If you contact a county and you ask them for the list of funds that are about to escheat over to the state, we can now say, hey, when we contact these clients, listen, this is what our company does. You have a very small time frame. We're professionals in this business and we know exactly what to do. We can help you follow these funds. And just want to let you know, if you don't follow within this time frame, the funds are going to be escheated to the state. You can use that to your advantage to get these people to want to sign up a lot faster and move forward. We can also do unclaimed funds at the county level. A lot of you guys don't know about this. There's unclaimed funds at the county level that are not surplus funds from a foreclosure. They're unclaimed funds for whatever odd reasons, uncashed checks, you know, just some funds that were never successfully handed over to the correct entity or client. All right, and you can get a list of all of that. So we're going to perform research to determine which ones are worth the pursuit. After we see the list of the individuals and we see the dollar amounts, we now have to do a second layer. All right. We have to say, okay, well, this person's entitled, but is this actually a simple claim? Is this one in which the previous owner is still alive? Also, you can work entity-owned properties. Those should be pretty simple as well. So if it's an LLC, you can find out who the authorized representative is, somebody who can sign on behalf of the entity, and that's going to be pretty simple as well. Then we're going to skip trace. For skip tracing, you can use PropStream that performs skip tracing and the DNC search, the do not call search. We can use skip matrix, and you can use true people search, which is free. So if you're somebody who wants to get started in surplus funds, I know we got over 100 people on the call right now. If there's anybody who hasn't gotten a course yet, or you don't have the funds to, get a bulk skip tracing done, or you don't have the funds to do, all these other items, you're looking for something where you want to make money now. This is something that you can start making money immediately. You can find a list. Once we're done with this, I'm gonna show you guys how big these lists are and how huge of an opportunity it is. You're gonna be able to work this list. You can contact them. Even if you don't have the tools and resources that I'm going to share with you guys, you can pick up that phone. You can go on True People Search. You can identify somebody for free. You can call them. You can text them. You can search somebody up on Facebook. And if somebody is ready to go, you can send them over the template, the invoice. They'll pay you up front and you'll be able to service them. All right, this is something that you guys can do to make money now. Now, I mentioned that this is a strategy that you can do to make $1,000 a week. That's based on claims for $100 to $300 each claim. I'm going to show you guys millions of dollars that are available. All right. And there's millions of claims that are available. So if you're just closing, let's say you're charging somebody $250 to do this. $250 is a great number. $250 to do this. That's something that's pretty affordable that people can actually do. If you do 4 a week, that's $1,000 a week. And when I show you guys the list, you're going to see that that's not unattainable at all. Also, considering the fact that these are deals in which there's no competition. The other companies that do this business are not contacting them because they work on a contingent basis. This is a strategy that most people do not do. All right. So let's go ahead and find some leads. I'm going to show you guys how we can find some of these leads. So we have many ways. All right. First, we're going to start with a county that provides us a list of all of their excess proceeds. All right. So in Delaware, they have project rightful owner. All right. These are the excess proceeds after a sheriff sale. On their database, they have the 3 counties that are located in Delaware. All right. with these three counties, they have it alphabetically organized for each county. Here we have Newcastle. They have their excess proceeds list from the last name being A through B. All right. So just looking at this, we can already identify claims that are below 10,000 and which we can pursue. Here we see this is 8,500, 8,800, 5,300, 6,000, 3,000, 6,000. So just looking at the A list, we have a handful of ones that we can go ahead and pursue. But we also have to make sure that they are ones in which we have the previous owner. So like this one, for example, this says estate of Shirley Smith. So they would be deceased. So we wouldn't even really look into that. Now, I believe starting off, you guys shouldn't do it. Once you start getting good at this, you actually can help people that are 10,000 and below, but an attorney is not going to open a probate for them. Instead, you can do an affidavit of heirship. All right. But if you want to do an affidavit of heirship, that is going to be something in which you would need all heirs to be on board. So if you do some research and you do find that you have all heirs on board, like it's a simple case where, the previous owner passed away and then they have three children and they're all in relationship with each other, everybody's cool with each other. Okay, fine. We can get a affidavit of heirship signed. I had a couple of cases like that in Georgia where we didn't have to open a formal probate. We just had all the heirs on board. We supplied the death certificates, the birth certificates. They signed the affidavit of heirship. Everybody said, hey, we're the heirs. We agree to split the funds evenly. And we were able to process that pretty simply. But right now, I want you guys to focus on ones in which we have the previous owner that is still alive and also entities. So like this one, AMS Global Holdings, that would be something that we could pursue. All right, so then we head over to B and we have 5,000 that's available, 8,000, 3,000, 5,000, 2,000, 1,300. So these are all, claims that we can go ahead and pursue. If you have a research team, they can take this data and compile it into a spreadsheet, or you can do it yourself. It all depends on, the time that you have to actually allocate towards this business. So then you can go through all of the leads that are provided on existing lists, and you can identify the ones that are 10,000 and below. And I promise you guys, you're going to be blown away with how many leads are available. Everybody wants to do those big fishes. Everybody wants to catch a 100,000, 500,000, $1 million surplus. But in reality, not everybody is going to get that. But if you do volume on the small side, imagine if you were if you really took this strategy serious and you were doing 2,000 a week. 4 times 2 is 8. You're now making 8,000 a month. 8 times 12 is 96. You're almost making $100,000 a year doing this strategy. So if you do volume with this strategy, you can make a lot of money. And like I keep saying, this is a blue ocean because there's not a lot of people doing this strategy. All right, so that's just one location. If you guys want to work Delaware, for example, you can go to Project Rifle Owner, and they have their 3 different counties. All right, and they have the same thing. You can go A through Z, and you can identify the smaller claims. There's many of them that are available that are unclaimed that nobody has filed. Next one is going to be a county that has a tax deed portal. So if you guys are working Florida, Florida is a great state to do this strategy. Florida has a lot of claims that are just sitting there that haven't been claimed yet. Now, what we want to do is, like here, for example, this is Lee County. We can see here that we have many small claims. This is under 10,000. This is under 10,000. This is under 10,000. And the page goes on. There's pages and pages and pages. Okay. If you want to start from older to newer, you can do that. You can go from newest to oldest. It's completely up to you. But regardless, the counties that have these existing lists, you're going to have a very high volume that you can go and attack. But what you want to do is some form of due diligence. All right. So if we find a claim like this one is under 10,000, you want to go in and see if somebody has submitted a claim. Well, this one, guess what? We see the surplus letter. Nobody has filed a claim. All right. We see here we have the notice of surplus, 8,598. We see the individuals who were served, and we have the claim form. And on the county site, they have the claim instructions. So this would be a simple case if the person is still alive. So Velma Furlow and Lester Furlow, I don't know if they're alive or not. That's the sort of research that you would be doing. Now, the additional documents that are needed to file a claim would be the deed document. And the good thing about working tax deed portals is they actually supply the deed document. So we're able to go in here and we can pull up the deed document. So we can go in the portal and boom, here we go. We got the deed document already. So for a successful claim in Lee County, all you need is the notice of surplus letter, which is right here. You need the claim form, which is right here. You need the deed document, and you need proof of identification. Well, guess what? We just literally found everything. We have the claim form, we have the notice, we have the deed document. So if we got this person on board, how long would it take you to fill this out? My name is blah, blah, blah. My mailing address is this. All right. I am making a claim. I am the title holder. And then they just sign and notarized. The deed document's right here. You print that off, you send it over to them, you schedule the notary, you submit the claim. Boom, easy as that. All right, something that's not going to take you a long time at all. All right, so this county has many funds that are available that are under that $10,000 threshold. Let's take a look at another county. All right, this is another county in Florida, Charlotte County. They have a tax deed portal. We're able to identify. You guys can see these. Look at this: 8,000, 8,000, 8,000, 5,000, 4,000, 5,000, 6,000, 7,000. All of these are under 10,000. We can go and we can identify. There's more leads that are under 10,000 than they are above 10,000. So you guys have a huge opportunity to come into a space where if that person is the previous owner that is still alive and it's a simple claim, then you can move forward. And the counties that have the ability to check to see if a claim has been filed or at least can see a list that is up to date, you're going to be able to easily work those with full confidence. So like this one, for example, they have a surplus of 3,747. So if we contact them and we say, hey, look, we've identified that you have an unclaimed amount, a refund after the foreclosure, excess proceeds from the foreclosure. The way that our company works is we will help you file the claim. All right. So our service, you're going to explain the benefits first. What we do is we help you fill out the claim form, we schedule the notary, we pull the deed document for you, and we gather the required documents for a successful claim. And for all of this, it's just for a one-time fee of $300, and we'll guide you through the entire process. If you have any questions, if there's any additional items that need to be submitted, we are experts in this field. All right, you send over the invoice and you send over the service agreement. Once they sign, then you move forward. This isn't something where, like on the commission-based side, where, we have to give them all of this proof and we have to, kind of really win them over. This is more of something like, hey, this is our business. This is what we offer. We've identified that you have unclaimed funds. Now, of course, we're going to need to send over some sort of proof. Nobody's just going to send us $300 blindly. But this isn't something where, we have to completely win them over because we're charging such a small fee. This sounds more realistic than the real surplus funds. Even though the real surplus funds is real, it still sounds like a scam. But this, on the other hand, saying that, hey, this is what our company does. We help you file the claim. We schedule the notary. We do this, we do that, we do this, and we have our fee anywhere between $100 to $300. People are going to sign up for that. That sounds more reasonable, to be honest, than the other way of doing the business. All right, so this is just another county where I'm showing you guys where there's a lot of surplus funds that are available that are under 10,000. And the ones that you can toggle, like here, we can toggle from highest to lowest. So these are literally all ones that are under 10,000. All right, so we can go from high to low, or we can go from low to high. So you can work all the leads that are, now you're gonna have to have a floor. So it would have to be like maybe 1,200 for it to make sense for somebody to pay anywhere between 100 to $300. I don't think if somebody has a excess amount of, $400 that they're gonna pay you 250. So you want to make sure that you work deals above a certain level. But you guys can see here, there's leads and leads and leads and leads and leads. I mean, we're still in the 5,000s. We haven't even gotten anywhere near 10,000. I mean, just look how many leads that you can go pursue, and then boom, it hit 10,000. And I wish this was numbered, but just look how much there is. And this is just one county. All right. Now you might say, well, hey, isn't Florida saturated? Listen, in Florida, you can still get deals on the regular surplus side. I don't even believe in that saturation. But the leads under 10,000, blue ocean. Nobody's doing this. Nobody at all. But we can look at other locations. I first showed you guys Delaware, showed you a few in Florida. Now I'm going to show you guys, this is Bucks County in Pennsylvania. All right, so this is when I talked about working in unclaimed funds and also working in a county where it's simple. All right, so this county would be simple. They're telling us about unclaimed funds. All right, it says here that unclaimed monies consist of checks that remain uncashed for a period of more than 6 months. This is usually resulting from warrants, checks that are returned as undeliverable by the Postal Service. Often, this is because the payee has moved and does not leave a forwarding address, or the forwarding address has expired. These can be included in a number of reasons. Sometimes the check was lost, sometimes the check was destroyed. And the good thing is we can use this as our proof. All right. So if somebody says, like, hey, how do I have this unclaimed funds? How did this money go unavailable? Well, the county's giving you the reasons right there. And guess what? They're giving us the list and they're giving us the application and instructions. So once again, we want to work counties that are simple. We want to get paid for doing an hour to 2 hours worth of work. We're not looking to get paid in something that's going to take us a super long time. All right, so this county is telling us what's required for a successful claim. And then here they have their unclaimed funds list. All right, I want you guys to look at this list. This list of unclaimed funds in this county has 163 pages. All right. They have checks going all the way back from 2009. Now, as we go through here, you guys are going to see, of course, we have some smaller ones, $85, $3. We're not really worried about that. But we do have ones that we can actually pursue. 2000, we go through here. We have 1,200, 1,400, 1,900, 29,000. That's pretty big. 1,900, we can work that. 2,900, 2,900, 1,000, 1,000, 2,400, 3,300, all of these. All right. So there's pages and pages and pages. You'll be able to go through, you'll be able to identify, and you can assist these individuals. And this is just something where I'm saying that this is a blue ocean because there's a large amount of unclaimed funds. And then also there's nobody really working this strategy. All right. So on the unclaimed side from the county, you can work that as well. And if you're looking to find more leads like this, you can literally just go to Google and put in unclaimed county funds. Most counties have a treasury or a comptroller or a controller that holds these funds, and you can request a list. Some will even have it automatically on their website. All right. Here's one, Arkansas, for example. For those who have been on the 12-week program, we went over Arkansas not too long ago. Here they have available excess proceeds for the entire state. And this list is huge. Like, this list is ginormous. Let's go ahead and take a look at it. So this list shows all the counties in Arkansas. And if we go over here to the surplus amount, we can see that they have over 20 million. But let's look. This one is 1,700. We can help them out for $100 to $300. 1,100, 1,700, 2,200. That's 73,000. That's pretty big. 4,900, 1,000, 1,500, 1,400, 4,000, 2,900, 3,000, 3,000, 6,000. Like we haven't even gotten down and look how big this list is. Huge. This list is huge. If we go through here and we identify all the ones that are from $1,000 to $10,000, we probably have over 1,000 leads that we can work. Look how big this list is. All right. So we have to understand that we have a huge opportunity at hand to work a strategy that if you do this and you actually attack it, you can make a lot of money. All right. So this list is huge. You can even organize this if you have a VA to show you all the leads that are between that threshold that we're looking for of $1,200 to $10,000. All right, and we also have some other examples. Just pull up my screen. Here we go. So Georgia, for example, a lot of their counties, you can find excess funds list. Now, Georgia's one of those counties where they say, hey, we don't work with third parties. Well, guess what? If we're doing this strategy, they're not going to be working with third parties because we're not filing the claim. We're just helping these people file the claim. If you guys want to work Texas, this is a huge opportunity. On Texas, on the tax sale side, those claims, we're not going to be submitting the claim for them. We're helping them prepare the claim. So if we have a county where they have the excess funds list and they have the claim form with the claim instructions, we're just simply contacting the previous owner, informing them of the excess funds, helping them fill out the claim form, scheduling the notary, supplying the proper documents, and we're getting paid for it. All right, so this is a huge opportunity. Think about all of those counties that people are not working because of those stipulations. Oh, we don't work with third parties. Well, guess what? We're not a third party filing the claim. We're a third party helping them file the claim for themselves. There's a difference. All right, so let's take a look at these. This says excess funds list as of November 7th, which is not too long ago. So all of these claims right here, the ones that are below 10,000, we can go after. 6,000, we can go after that. 7,000, 8,000. Even the one for 10,200, 3,000, 6,000, 5,000, 5,000, 8,000, 6,000. 1,000, 2,000, 5,000, 6,000, 7,000. There's leads out there, guys. And this is just one county. So I've showed you guys multiple states. We saw Delaware, we saw Arkansas, we saw Florida, we saw Pennsylvania, we saw Georgia. You can do this in all 50 states. No license required because we aren't filing the claim. No attorney required. We're working simple claims. This is just something where you identify a simple case in which we have the previous owner, we have a claim form, we have the claim instructions, we know how to file a successful claim, and we can go ahead and move forward. Like I said, most counties, we have a 1 or 2 page. This is a 1-page form. Guys, how hard is it to put the parcel ID, property address, claim its name, schedule a notary? That's going to take you less than an hour. Most of these deals are going to be between an hour to 2 hours worth of work in terms of actually filing it. All right. So how can we market this? Well, we're going to market very similar how we do our regular surplus funds. You can do this in the CRM. CRM, very powerful. You can create a follow-up campaign. All right. This can be for those individuals that have the smaller claims. We can create campaigns for them. All right. You can be specific to the county. You can be specific to the type of unclaimed funds you're working. If you're working unclaimed county funds, you might send different messages. If you're working surplus funds, you might send a different message. All right. But we're going to create a certain follow-up campaign in the CRM to work these people. We just saw a list of thousands and thousands and thousands of deals that are below 10,000. And if you use a CRM in which you can blast market hundreds of clients at a time, you're going to get hits. You're going to get people that are ready to go. All right. We can cold call. Very standard fundamental way of this business. We can still cold call. Call them, say, hey, this is whatever your name is, calling from asset recovery company. I want to talk to you about some unclaimed funds that we've located for you. Yeah. So you own this property over at 1234 Main Street, and I see here it was foreclosed. You do have an excess amount. It's not that large, but we wanted to let you know this money's been sitting here for some time. I see here that you have 3,500 that's available. So I want to let you know that these funds are about to expire. The county only keeps the funds for a certain amount of time frame. What our company can do is we can help you file for these funds. So this is how we do it. We'll help you fill out the claim form. We'll schedule the notary. We'll pull the deed document for you, and we'll gather the important information. Now, if they say, hey, well, can't I do this myself? Well, yeah, you can do it yourself, but I'm not sure if you know how to do that. Our company, we specialize in doing this, and we charge a low rate of only $250. So you can take the risk of doing it yourself and not having this properly filed, especially in the correct time frame, and then the funds get as cheated. Or you can pay $250 to a company that knows what they're doing, and we'll make sure that you have a successful claim. And we'll hold your hand through the whole process. We'll answer any questions that you have. We'll make sure you have the supporting documents. If the county comes back with any questions, we'll be able to help you answer it. We'll be able to guide you through all of this at a low rate of $250. We can send mailers, guys. We can identify that, hey, you have unclaimed funds available from the county. Contact us for more information. And then after that, we hop on a call and explain what we do and how we can help them. Social media, we can market people on Facebook. You might find some people on Facebook. You can market them as well. In person still works for this strategy. Imagine if you do this the correct way. And the CRM, they have the ability where you can send invoices. You can also set up Square on your phone. I'm not sure if you guys know this, but you can accept payments tap by phone on your phone. You can download the Square app. You go with these people in person. Let's say you might, oh, well, we typically charge 300, but today I'll, get this done for you for 200. You got your phone right there as a payment portal. They can tap their phone, tap the credit card, and you can accept your payment right then and there and go ahead and get started. So in person is going to be a great strategy for this as well. We're still going to be attacking newer lists. First, if you guys are doing this, I recommend attacking the existing older ones. But let's say you start working all surpluses now. We're not shifting to this whole strategy. This is just a strategy that you can add and incorporate so you can make money while your larger deals in the pipeline are taking time to actually get paid out. So if we're following the auction results and we identify like, oh, this property sold, but the surplus is only 8,000, I'm not really going to pursue it. Well, guess what? The ones who are doing this strategy, now they can go in, they can contact them. And like Florida, for example, if we're on a tax sale, we just identify one and we know that it's going to take 4 months to get paid. Well, that's 4 months for the client to receive the surplus. We're getting paid up front. So now we go ahead and render our services for clients that are under 10,000. We get paid up front. We make our money now and we keep it rolling. You just keep doing this over and over and over again. Start working the older claims, then you start working the newer claims. And you just develop the habit where we're working all surplus funds. We're working smaller ones, we're working larger ones. On the smaller ones, we're making our money now. It's adding up. This can be paid for business operations. This can help pay for your CRM, your skip tracing, your virtual assistants. This can help you expand operations, send more mailers, do more business, have more money in your pocket. All right. So, are you ready to begin? This is an opportunity to get a full setup for this strategy. All right. So, on next Tuesday, I'm hosting a more hands-on opportunity. So this was a free training just now to introduce the idea so you guys can see the huge opportunity. And what I'm doing is I'm going to give you guys the CRM marketing template. All right. So if you have a CRM, you're going to have the automations template set up for you. If you don't have virtual assistants, I'll provide virtual assistants that can work for you for $5 an hour. I'm going to give you a cold call script for this strategy. I'm going to give you mailer templates for this strategy. We're going to do a hands-on group training on next Tuesday on the 26th. you're also going to have an invoice template. When these clients are ready to work, they're going to need to have an invoice and a service agreement. So I'm going to provide that for you, and all of this at just $200. So that link, let me grab that for those who are interested. See how I copy this link. I'll put that in the chat, and you guys can sign up. Whoever is ready for that, we can go ahead and move forward. All right, so I have that link provided there. This is a strategy that you guys are definitely going to want to take advantage of. Now, if you've gained enough knowledge from this free training right now, that's perfectly fine. Go ahead and have at it. But if you're somebody who needs a little bit more, you have a huge opportunity to get everything that you need. All right. So I see some questions in the group chat. Let me go ahead and answer those, and then we'll open the floor for discussion. All right. So, wow, we got a lot of interaction. This is good. Thanks, guys. All right. Somebody said, nice. I just got approved in California, Massachusetts for unclaimed funds. As a newbie, I feel like this is an easier route with less requirements as compared to the surplus process. Yes, it is. In this economy, we will also get a lot of rebuttals. Well, you're going to get rebuttals no matter what. But the thing is, with this, like I said, since we're charging such a low rate, we're not going to have much pushback on, is this really a scam? So you're going to be able to, kind of tell them it is what it is. And you have a huge numbers game. If they're not ready to work with you, so be it. We'll move on to the next one. You're going to have people, I'm telling you. Also, you can use to your advantage. This is a huge opportunity, guys. If somebody does get you a rebuttal, like, 250, 300, that's too much. Okay, well, I can help you on a contingency basis, but it's going to be a little bit more. Since this is a smaller claim, we'll be able to do this at 50%. And I'm telling you, you guys are going to close deals this way. So if we're getting 50% of an $8,000 check, now we're getting paid $4,000. Well, hell, you're not getting paid your 300 up front, but in a month or 2 or 3 months, you're going to get $4,000 now. So you have the opportunity to do contingency as well with this strategy, but you kind of use it as a win-win scenario. Do you want to pay 250 now, or do you want me to help you on a contingency basis at 40 to 50%? I recommend starting off high on that percentage. So they just say, okay, I'll go ahead and do it at a couple $100. All right. What would be a good payment platform that won't freeze funds besides PayPal for these quick, small claims? So, I mean, hell, if you guys want to, you can do Zelle. Somebody can Zelle you the money. They can Cash App you the money. They can PayPal you the money. I recommend setting up a payment processor through Square or Stripe. In the CRM, they use Stripe. You can set that up. So it's a pretty easy way. But what's the guarantee they'll pay you up front? Hey, you don't start work until they pay you. That's what you do. How do you know if somebody filed a claim? Great question. So on all of the examples that I provided, we had either a tax deed portal where we saw if a claim has been submitted, or we had a list that was up to date as of, like for Georgia, that one said as of 11/7, nobody filed a claim. Also, when you mark it, you can just ask those verifying questions. And like I mentioned, a lot of those are being untouched. Somebody said, do you find that on smaller claims doing assignment of interest works? Well, I don't even recommend. I don't know why you would do an assignment of interest, because we're not actually filing the claim for them. We're just helping them file the claim for them. Yes, well, great point. If you do this strategy, always also check the state for unclaimed funds. So you might even go identify additional funds, and you can use that to your pitch. Like, hey, when you get signed up for this, this is what we do. We'll help you file the claim. We'll pull the deed documents. We'll schedule the notary, but we'll also check the entire nation's database, because there's a lot of people who have unclaimed funds and they don't even know about it. So we'll do a free search for you, and if we identify funds, we'll be able to help you file those as well. What is the 10K issues rule? What is the 10K limit? No, it's not an actual limit. Yes, like Will said, it's just a number that generally people are not going after. So people typically work leads 10,000 and above because you can get a pretty nice commission, 15 to 30%, and it's worth the wait. But if you work 10,000 and below, you'll be able to, work these claims at anywhere from $100 to $300. Eric, if the attorneys we hire are experts in this type of claiming, what's stopping them from cutting us out on the deals and bring them in? Can you talk about that more? Well, I talked about this. We're working simple claims that do not need an attorney. And think about it. If a claim's under 10,000, an attorney's not even going to take it on. They're not going to work contingency and work these smaller claims. Scott said, are you taking the notary fee out of the 300? Yes, you can. Or you can tell them to go to a local post office, get that done. Let's say it's $15. They can go to a bank and get it done for free. You can even set up a online notary. Sometimes it might be cheaper and get that done as well.
Well, that's why I was going to ask if you're against using rabbit sign or if there's an issue for that being this simple.
Yep, rabbit sign is just for your agreement form, though. That's not for the actual claim form. Those claim forms are gonna still need to be notarized.
You could in theory just put the notary part on them. Like you're preparing the form, you send it to them and say, you got to get it notarized before you submit it. You're not the one actually doing the submission. So you could exclude the notary situation entirely from your practice if you're doing this and just say that that's,
Part of the
whether,
step, yeah.
yeah, whether you're reducing the fee or maybe it's kind of an instruction sheet that you're providing or directions you're providing. The way when a professional tax preparer prepares your tax return, they may put little, post-it note arrows that say sign here, sign here. You might have a three-step thing that says you gotta go to a notary, get this signed and notarized. You got to sign it in front of the notary, and then you've got to put it in an envelope and mail it to this address, or so you just lay it out for the people.
So
You don't
are we
necessarily.
so are we providing the envelope then? Because if you talk to Holloman, that's what Holloman's going to say. Keeping it. We want control of the process.
So I think these are all individual business decisions that you can choose. I think Holloman is, doing that in claims that are larger and more complicated and more control is required. I think in this scenario, you're kind of relinquishing a little bit of control in exchange for you're doing a wham bam, thank you, ma'am. I'm putting together the document and you are doing the filing. You're staying completely backstage. Your company is completely in the background. Your company's name is not going to be anywhere. It's
Yep.
part of the reason why this is a great strategy for places that don't like to play nice with third parties.
Yep, like Texas and Georgia.
Hey, don't beat on Texas now.
No, this is great for Texas.
Interesting.
Yep. And John said, have you done this, Eric, yourself? And what are the client's reaction after you told them they need to pay up front? Yes. So of course I've done this before. I'm not going to teach you guys something that I haven't done. This is a strategy that you guys can do, but you're going to have to really be more of a salesperson now because now we need payment up front. So you just have to really outline your value. You know about funds that they don't know about, and you know how to get the money for them. And for that, at a small fee of $250, $300, $150, you can get it done. And let's say you start at 300 and they're like, oh, that's too high. Well, you might want to tell them, hey, how much can you actually afford to do this? What's something that you can get it done? And if they say, oh, you start with 300, well, you know, I don't really have much money right now. Okay, look, I get it. You don't have much money right now, but you will have more money when I help you file the claim. So is it possible that you can, come up with $150? I would hate to see you lose out on getting this money completely just because you don't have this small fee. Or you can start using to your advantage. Well, if you can't pay the 300, we also have a contingency basis. So we can help you file the claim, but we're going to charge on a 50%. And in that scenario, that's when you would get assignment of interest. I would do assignment of interest on all of these if you go a 50% rate, because the claim is so small, you don't want to even run the risk of them getting paid out a check and then them not paying you. So I think that this is going to be a lot easier to get people to pay you up front because you have so many different ways to present your value. You can use the contingency offer. You can explain that, hey, you know, this is funds that are available to you. A lot of people in sales don't really buy things because the salesman is pushy and forcing them to get into something that they probably don't want or don't need. We're explaining to them that we can help you get money that can change their financial situation. So focus on that aspect and you'll be just fine.
You could also do a hybrid, which would be, you know, well, you can't afford 300 today, but you're going to be getting money later, 200 today, and then maybe not 50%, but 20%.
Nice. Yeah.
So just you can be creative about it. You can be as creative as you want. You could the main thing is if you're reducing the fee that you come out with first, you'd like for there to be some quid pro quo. You'd like for there to be some exchange of value. You're not just unilaterally reducing your fee. That's just it's one of the primary rules of fee setting. You just don't want to unilaterally reduce your fee.
Absolutely. Yeah, that's a great strategy.
You can probably also, in my past businesses, help them get signed up for an immediate credit like a firm so you get paid through Stripe. That's what I used to do. There's like 3 or 4 of those companies that it's a quick process, a few minutes, and they've got a certain amount of money that they can get a hold of and use that to pay you, get their check probably before they would have a second payment due on that small of amount.
All right, so I see some hands that are raised. Mr. Adrian, go ahead.
Would you recommend some type of abbreviated agreement between, your company and them?
Oh yeah, you're gonna have a service agreement attached with the invoice. So if you guys are planning to go to my workshop, all of that is provided. Aquanita, go ahead.
So, I'm a notary in Houston. So my question, I was trying to figure out the technical piece because, and tell me your opinion. My opinion is that I'm just helping them with the document, so it wouldn't be a conflict of interest me notarizing, or
Correct.
would that be okay?
You're correct. Even on claims in which you're helping them file, you can still notarize. I notarize for my company because me as a notary is different than my entity filing the claim.
Okay. And then one other
Just
thing.
can't be if you have assignment of interest, then you can't do it. But if
Yeah.
you're helping them, you can.
Okay. That's what I thought. Like Simon and interest means I have skin in the game, which means I can't do that. And so the second part, sorry, I can add this onto the CRM that I'm getting for you, correct?
Yeah, no,
Okay.
that's just a if you guys have Access Elite CRM or you have any other CRM, you can create a marketing template for this. If you guys sign up for my workshop, I'll give you guys the templates and show you how you can add it into the CRM.
Okay. Perfect. Cool. Thank you.
You're welcome. All right. Atelia asked a great question. What if they submit the claim, but the funds are reduced or no longer available? Is there a refund policy? So, I don't know why the funds would be no longer available. That's something that we would do our due diligence on before, figure out the escheatment process. Now, if you're working on a claim and they aren't entitled, that would be pretty much on you going after a claim that isn't along the terms of what we're trying to work. We're trying to work simple claims here. Now, funds that are reduced, you still have to do your due diligence. You want to check to see if there's liens. If there's any creditors that can come in and wipe out the funds, you want to do your research on that as well. Albert, yes, sir.
Hey Eric, you mentioned the service agreement. I guess I could sign up for the course, but just out of curiosity, is your service agreement that much different than your agreement in the course?
So this agreement is going to be different because that agreement is a contingency agreement. This
Okay.
agreement is going to have different stipulations on what we need to supply in our services.
Okay.
So, I mean, everything in this business, you guys in essence can do on your own. You don't have to go through me to,
Right.
do this strategy. You don't have to go through me to create your own claim form. Oh, you can even go on ChatGPT and ask it, hey, make a service agreement for me helping somebody on a contingent basis, and they'll spit something out good for you.
Okay. Thank you.
You definitely want to be just mindful of whether it's in, your ChatGPT version or another agreement. You would just want to limit what the scope of what you're agreeing to do is. It's all about what you're providing in exchange for what you're getting.
Yep. So if you guys are doing it by yourself, just understand that you are under the risk of not using one prepared by an expert that's done it before. All right, Brenda, go ahead.
Do I send you the invoice showing that I already paid?
No, so I mean, we're still in the meeting right now, but once we're done, you guys will get the invite. I'll probably be sending the invite out throughout all of the days until Tuesday. A lot of the emails might go to your spam folder, so you guys just look out for that. And if you make a payment and you haven't received the invitation to Tuesday's training, just shoot me an email. But later tomorrow is when I'll send out the first batch of invitations, and I'm sure we'll get some people signing up later on. But this is the opportunity to get everything that's outlined.
Okay, and you will set, will you be able to set up my CRM with all this information for me so that I can start tackling the ones that you've already discussed?
Yeah, so I'll give you the templates, and to add it in the CRM is pretty easy. You're gonna have to, import your leads your own and add the tagging and stuff like that. That's why I mentioned here virtual assistants at $5 an hour. So if you don't have VAs, you can use them. If you do have VAs, then you just need to tell them, hey, we're working this new strategy. Here's the marketing automations, and here's the tags that need to be applied. And in the
Can
training, we're gonna go over all of that.
can I have my virtual assistants be on the call to
Sure.
watch this strategy? Okay, all right, because I had hired two that started this week.
Yes, that's no problem. All right, any other questions?
So where to send the money will be, there'll be a copy of this tomorrow, so we can click on this.
I posted the link to sign up in the Zoom chat,
Okay, thanks.
but I'll also post in the Facebook group, the replay, and also the community, and you'll have the ability to sign up as well if you guys don't get the link before the chat expires.
Hey Eric, any chance you might do this beyond that date?
Beyond Tuesday, not right now. I have a lot of things that I have to complete before the end of the year. So this is kind of the only opportunity to do it, but there will be a replay. So if you guys can't attend the live training, that's perfectly fine. If you purchase, you're going to get everything. You're going to get the call scripts, you're going to get the templates, you're going to get the invoice, you're going to get the replay, you're going to get all of that. Sherry, go ahead.
Yeah, I think it's really great and I appreciate you sharing everything. My only concern is the fact that, if for whatever reason, we miss a lien or any reason that say the $2,000 claim is worth $200. I mean, I'm guessing maybe that service agreement, there's something as a I just feel like we are going to be selling ourselves. I mean, I just think if I was on the other side, that would be my concern is, do you have a guarantee that there's $3,500? Because I don't want to pay you $250 if all of a sudden either A, it's not available, or B, that's not the amount I'm getting. I guess that's my only kind of concern.
I guess Sherry, let's suppose that happened for a moment. What do you think would be the response? Would you accept that fee and say, I did the work, I'm getting paid anyway? Or would you refund that or partial? Or what would you think should happen?
Yeah, I mean, I just feel like that I mean, if they were going to get some money back, I feel then I would get a portion of my fee. But if failed and there was some crazy lien out there that we just didn't see, I think that I would refund the whole fee.
Yeah, I mean, I tend to think that I would also, but I think that, then that gets again to an individual business decision for everyone on this call who decides to do this. Then
Okay.
you can either guarantee to the claimant, hey, if we don't collect the full fee, you'll get your money back. Or if you get half the fee, I'll give you half the money back. Or, it's really a decision for you to make. One potential solution, if it's a concern of theirs, would be to engage with an escrow agent, and you could have their money put into an escrow account and paid in advance and not released until they get paid a certain amount or the claim is recovered or something like that.
Okay, so yeah, no, that's perfect. I wasn't sure with Eric doing that before, if he included that, but no,
Yeah, and I'm sorry for cutting you
Yep.
off, Eric, if you had a different thought on it, but that's kind of what I kind of thought the
Oh, no,
right
I
analysis
appreciate it,
was.
Will.
Yeah,
Yeah,
yeah.
no, I agree. Thanks, Will.
Yeah, so in the service agreement, we are gonna have our form of protection for situations that do arise like that. But like Will said, that's gonna be something on an individual basis that you'll decide. But you guys will see with my service agreement, everything that's outlined, what we'll do, what's expected of us, and what would happen in scenarios like that. T, go ahead.
Hi, Eric. So I plan to be in your training on the 26th. I just enrolled for that class, but I have like 2 or 3 questions that are a little different than what you've covered tonight. Just like really basic, quick questions. Is this
Okay.
okay, or should I? Okay, because I was going to ask, is the Facebook place where I can go? I mean, the Facebook page, is that where I should go for just little questions as I go through the training that I purchased last week to just kind of get some questions answered? Or like, for
Yeah,
instance, okay, I'm sorry, go ahead.
Facebook is gonna be good, and you can also email me.
Okay, email. I sent an email a couple of days ago and I haven't received a response, but I thought maybe it was because we were coming in here tonight. So I didn't know if I should just ask here, or should I just kind of just be patient around the email?
Yeah, be patient. This
I
week was
understand. Okay.
real busy. If you guys just seen the amount of emails I get
I
on a
I
daily
can
basis,
imagine.
I got over 10,000 and
Oh,
everybody
shit.
every day. But I get to it. I definitely
Do-
get to it. Now, if you didn't send a lot of detail in the email, I probably put it on the back burner. But I'll take a look.
Okay, so just in general, if I have a mortgage list from Georgia that requires an attorney, is there a paperwork in your plan? I haven't gone through all the training yet. I'm just working my way through it. Does it tell me how to get the paperwork that I need once I have an agreement before giving it over to the attorney to
So
handle that?
in Georgia on mortgage foreclosures, the only paperwork you need is just your signed agreement form, and then they'll take care of the rest for you.
Is that something that I'll find in the training, the signed agreement form?
Oh, yeah. Yep.
Okay. Okay, I just started it with it. And then the last question, do you still do I saw in the training that sometimes that if you get an agreement that you are willing to do a 40-60 split, if I
Yes,
just say,
ma'am.
hey, okay, you still do that?
Correct. Yep.
Okay, thank you.
You're welcome. All right, guys. Any other questions? Amir, yes, sir.
Oh, sorry.
How you doing, Eric?
Doing great. How about yourself?
I'm doing well. I'm doing well. This is not a question about tonight, but I was just You guys wondering about the live auction that we did for North Carolina? Was that going to be up?
Yes, I'll upload that tomorrow.
Okay, okay, thank you.
You're welcome. Cortia, go ahead.
Hey, do you recommend any other VAs besides Alex?
Yes, the ones for $5 an hour are the ones who I'll be sharing their information. Let me see what's the name of their company. So I can put their information in the chat for you guys. It is Expertise Solution or Expertise Outsourcing. So I'll go ahead and put that in the chat. They do research work and also CRM management.
Thanks, Eric.
You're welcome.
For
Hey,
those
Scott,
who
go
are
ahead.
wondering, I'm actually using him.
Is this different than the unclaimed bankruptcy course that you have in the portal? The
Yes.
unclaimed bankruptcy funds, this is different than that, correct?
Yeah, this has nothing to do with unclaimed bankruptcy.
Just want to make sure.
All right, guys. So if you hopped on late, that's fine. I will be uploading the replay. And I'll be uploading the link to join Tuesday's training. Tuesday's training is going to be great if you attend live. Even if you don't attend, you'll at least be able to get the replay and all of the documents. Atilia, go ahead.
Hello, can you hear me?
Yes, ma'am.
Okay, sorry. I'm driving, so it was too much to type. I've been interested for a while. This is off topic, but not too much. I've been interested for a while for you to do the website thing for me. I think you said you charge, well, I forget how much you charge for that, but then I also want to do the CRM thing that you charge $200 for. But I have not set up my business as an LLC. So would I have to do that first to do the website, or
No,
can I do the website first?
if you pay the 200 for the excess lease setup, I'll make the website for you. But you do need your entity. You can't send any text messages without having your LLC and EIN letter.
Okay, but I can have the website set up before I set up my business entity.
Yeah, you can, but if you pay for
Okay.
me to set up your system, that's going to be the first thing I do is get your website together.
Okay. Okay, cool. And you said that's 200, right?
Correct. Mm-hmm.
Okay. Is there a link or something? How do I pay you that so we can get started?
Yeah, there's a link. It's been posted a few times in Facebook. I'll post it again.
Okay.
All right, guys. So I'll be uploading the replay. If you guys have any questions, you can email me, moneymakingjuggernaut@gmail.com. If you guys are in the regular community, I know we had a lot more people on the call today because we posted it on YouTube and Facebook, but we do these calls twice a week for those of you who are not in the community, Mondays and Thursdays. Mondays, we do a live Q&A. Thursdays, we do a specific lesson. So just a quick little message for you guys. I was working with a client this morning and she told me that she attended an in-person training. I'm not going to say whose training it was, but they charged $4,000 for a 3-day workshop, and they just gave them the generic idea of how this business works. They didn't really go into detail. They didn't find leads. They didn't go over filling out paperwork. They didn't do mock call scenarios, all of that. They charged them $4,000. And at the end of the 3-day workshop, they ended up asking for an additional $60,000. I'm not lying to you guys. $60,000 to help them work their first 2 claims. So with that being said, just know, guys, I have a lot of different training opportunities. Yes, I have to charge for my time and, the individuals that assist me as well, but I'm not going to gouge you guys and charge you, $4,000 for a 3-day workshop and $60,000 to, work with you one-on-one. So just keep that in mind. when you are doing this business, for those who this might be your first time coming on my training, just know that the knowledge to do this business, you can really learn it for free. There's tons of videos out there on YouTube, but if you want to fast track, you want a step-by-step guide, I do offer it at the lowest rate. So I hope everybody has a great night.
Great
I
call
think I
tonight.
know what dirtbag it was that was charging that.
Yeah, I'm not gonna name drop Alvin, but
So what is happening on Friday tomorrow?
Yeah. Great call tonight. Thank you, Eric.
So
Thank you,
asset
Eric.
recovery free training. Is that the
Thanks,
Facebook
Mayor.
page?
Thank you, Eric.
Yep.
Thank
All right,
you.
guys.
Tomorrow night.